Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our film on gender equality in China. I am Guo Jingying, and I will be your moderator for today's discussion. It's great to see so many people here paying attention to the topic of gender equality development in China. Today, we will discuss the two aspects of gender equality development in China, education and economy. Everyone regulates of gender has the same conditions to fully realize their human right and can equally participate in and be freed from political, economic, culture, and social development activities. Promoting gender equal development is not only a requirement for achieving social fairness and justice, but also important measure to promote economic prosperity, social harmony, social progress, and global comparison. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, girls' equal access to high school education has been socialized and stressed since the implementation of the outline. The level of high school education in my country has continued to improve, and girls' equal access to high school education has been further consolidated and strengthened. In 2020, the gross high school enrollment rate reached 91.2% and increases of 8.7 percentage point from 2010, achieving the outlines goal of reaching 90%. In 2020, there were 19.504 million girls in high school attend action for 46.9%. Among them, 12.575 million girls were students in regular high schools, accounting for 50.4%, which has remained about half for 6 consecutive years. The promulgation and implementation of the proposal province on labor protection for female employers in 2012 has promoted the country continuous improvement of working conditions for female employees and effectively safeguard the limited right and interests of women in labor. Wang Xinyi and associate for first Lin Jing for the School of Lectural and journalism and communication of Central Source University believe that the gender values of women in the new era are changing. In gender relations, women strive to present equal relationship, independent personalities, and relations of self-worth, and pay attention to their own and cruel female experiences. B. Wenfen, a lecturer at the School of National Journalism at Southwest University, used 5 waves of survey data from the World Waves survey, conditioned the China from 1995 to 2018 to explore the impact of direction education on the political practitioner awareness of both men and women in my country. The study found at the amount the female specialist women's professional education has significant positive impact on their political participate awareness. In 2020, the average years of education for the national population aged 50 and above was 9.91 years, including 10.22 years for males and 9.59 years for females. The gender gap narrowed from 0.8 years least for females than males in 2010 to 0.6 years least. The national illiteracy rate was 2.67%, for which the female illiteracy rate was 4.10%, down 2.1 percentage points from 2010. The gender gap narrowed from 4.1 percentage points here for females than for males in 2010 to 2.8 percentage points higher for female now. In 2020, the number of female employees in Amber Antis was 67.794 million, in increase of 19.179 million or 39.5% over 2010. Female employees accounted for 43.5% of all employees present in the society, achieving the goal of maintain about 40% in the outline. Gender equality is the issue that China has been working hard to address in recent decades, with the continuous development and deepening of the concept of gender equality. Healthier, more resilient and inclusive environment can be counted for patient and for future generations. Before we get started, I would like to remind everyone to keep our discussion respectful and focus on the topic at hand. First, let's introduce ourselves one by one. Please share your name, background, and your views on gender equality in China.
I am Zhou Yang, an economics teacher at a university. I am interested in exploring the impact of economics on society.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zhou Zongyi. I'm an economics researcher at Peking University. I'm committed to studying the link between China's economic development and various factors.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cui. I'm a researcher in UKM. Hello everyone, my name is Yang Jiren. I am an associate professor in the mathematics department of university.
Thank you for these introductions. Let's move on to the first topic, the impact of gender equality in China on the economy and education. I would like to invite Zhou Yang to start. Zhou Yang, based on your experience, can you discuss what impact gender equality development has on our economy?
Good morning, esteemed panelists and audience members. I'm pleased to be here today to discuss the critical topic of economic development and gender equality. Today, I want to emphasize the importance of understanding the relationship between economic growth and gender equality, specifically through the lens of the gender Kasnet curve. Economic development and gender equality have a complex relationship, often characterized by a non-linear pattern similar to the Kasnet curve. In the early stages of economic development, we typically observe improvements in gender equality. Increased economic opportunities allow women to participate more in the labor force, enhancing their social and economic status. For instance, a study by Easton and Prakash suggested that economic development initially promotes gender equality by providing better job opportunities for women, thereby improving their status in society. As development progresses, gender equality might plateau or even decline. This is because the benefits of early growth can lead to the reinforcement of traditional gender roles. During this phase, the opportunity cost of female labor force participation may decline, leading to a temporary setback in gender equality. The study identified this phase, typically occurring when per capita income is between $8,000 and $10,000. In the later stages of economic development, gender equality tends to improve again as higher level of income and education foster more progressive gender norms. This phase often begins when per capita income surpasses $25,000 to $30,000, allowing women to gain more significant roles in economic and political spheres. According to Easton and Prakash, continued economic growth eventually lead to greater gender equality as societies adopt more inclusive norms. Noted economists and sociologists, including those from the United Nations Development Program, have emphasized that sustainable economic growth must be inclusive to enhance gender equality. They argue that policy interventions aimed at reducing gender disparity are crucial during all phases of development. Empirical evidence supports that gender Kasner's curve dates from a panel of 146 developing countries from 1980 to 25 show a pavilion relationship between economic development and gender equality, confirming the presence of a gender Kasner's curve. In summary, the relationship between economic development and gender equality follows a non-linear pattern. By understanding this gender Kasner's curve, we can better tailor our policies to promote gender equality at every stages of economic growth. Thank you. Thank you for the insightful question, Guo Jingyi. In my experience, addressing gender equality requires targeted interventions at different stages of economic development. For example, when implementing specific gender-focused places during the plateau phase, we observed significant improvement in women's labor force participation and the political representation, which aligns with the findings of Easton and Prakash study.
Thank you, Zhou Yang, for those insights. Now, I would like to invite Zhou Zongyi to share his waves with us.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm pleased to be here today to discuss a very meaningful topic of economic development and gender equality. Today, I would like to focus on the interaction between gender equality and economic development in China. On the one hand, gender equality promotes China's economic development, and on the other hand, economic development also promotes gender equality. My main point is gender equality and economic growth are win-win models. Gender equality has always been one of the important issues of global concern, especially in the economic field. As the world's second largest economy, China's gender equality issue has a particularly prominent impact on economic development. Here are 3 reasons why gender equality and economic development are win-win models. First, gender equality can increase female employment and labor force participation, thereby expanding the size of the labor market. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, China's female labor force participation rate is 65%. In contrast, women's labor force participation rates in development countries are typically above 70%. Increasing the labor force participation rate of a woman can increase the labor supply, improve productivity and economic efficiency. Second, economic development also has a positive impact on gender equality, because economic development provides women with more opportunities to improve their employment and economic status. According to a study, with the development of China's economy in recent years, 96% of enterprises no longer have strict requirements for gender recruitment, and 88% of enterprises don't discriminate in employee treatment and salary. Finally, the win-win of gender equality and economic development is also reflected in its sustainable development of China's economy. PwC's reporter, "What is success in a concerned world? To empower gender equality is to empower the planet." Deloitte directly pointed out that women's participation in economic countries to stimulate economic growth. For example, women's participation in family decision-making increases their children's investment in human capital. This development will have a sustainable, positive impact on future economic growth. To sum up, there is a close interaction between gender equality and China's economic development. Gender equality has a positive impact on China's economic development, and economic development also provides good conditions for the realization of gender equality, which fully reflects the win-win relationship. Gender equality is not only an important manifestation of social justice in China, but also a key factor in achieving sustainable economic development. Thank you.
Thank you, Zhou Zongyi, for such a clear description. Now, it is time for our third placid, Cui Jin, to experience his vibes. Could you share with us your vibes on the impact of different stages of educational development on gender equality?
Hello everyone, my name is Cui Jin. I will be a panel member for my group from Entitle. As a panel member, I will be sharing points and ideas concerning the form. In the early stage of educational development, gender equality often sees significant improvements. Access to the educational provides girls and women with the knowledge and skill needed to participate more fully in the economy and society, enhance their social status and economic independence. For example, UNICEF's research indicated that in many developing countries, female enrollment rates in primary and secondary education increased markedly during the entitled stage of educational expansion. This trend helps challenge traditional gender norms and empower women to take on more active roles in their community and family. However, as educational development progresses to the mid stage, improvements in gender equality may encounter obstacles. This harm is often characterized by disparities in access to the higher educational and quality educational resources, which can exacerbate the gender gap. A World Bank study highlights that during this stage, if there are insufficient targets initiative to support girl transition from primary to the secondary and higher educational, the dropout rate for the girl may increase, leading to a stagnation or even regression in gender equality. In the later stage of advanced educational development, gender equality tends to improve again. High-income countries often have more comprehensive educational systems that promote gender inclusive at all levels of education. For instance, countries with well-developed high educational system and strong policies promoting gender, such as those in Scandinavia, show significant progress in closing the gender gap in higher education and professional field. This demonstrates that when educational development research at an advanced stage, combined with the efficient practice measure, gender equality can be significantly enhanced. In ceremony, the impact of educational development on gender equality is complex and multifaceted. Understanding and leveling the characteristics of different stages of educational development and implementing target-based intervention and can more efficiently promote gender equality. Ensuring gender equality in education at all stages of development is essential for women to fully benefit from educational opportunities and contribute to social progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Cui Jin, for your interesting and successful explanation. Now it is time for our fourth panelist, Yang Jingren, to present his waves. Could you please summarize with us the specific measure China has taken in recent years to promote gender equality in terms of economy and education?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to be here today to dive deeper into the topic. Today, my goal is to emphasize the central role of education and human capital in shaping gender equality outcomes. The relationship between education, human capital development, and gender equality is multifaceted, often reflecting many social issues. In the interface of educational advancement, we tragically witness improvements in gender equality. Increased access to education not only enters human capital but also empowers women by expanding their opportunities in the workforce and society. For instance, studies by Kellen highlight that improved education lets more women correlate prosperity with economic and social parity. As educational attainment progress, changes such as gender disparities in access to higher education many aims, ultimately leading to plenty in gender equality matters. This fight often also when education opportunities remain acute. The face often goes when educational opportunities remain acute, combining women for participation in economic and social spheres. In the advanced stage of educational development, gender equality tends to improve and enhance the human capital cultivates progressive social norms. This practically emerges at educational attainment, such as high-speed access to secondary and tertiary education. learning economics and socialities, including experts from the United Nations Development Program, brings that sustainable economic growth has an inclusive policies that actively reduce garden disparities. They argue for comprehensive policy interventions across all stages of development to foster equal opportunities for women in education, employment, and leadership roles. The global private school employment growth has exceeded 19%, and the young migrant growth has reached 91%. High-skilled global drivers economic growth and inflation. The employment growth of women in higher education equals that of men in many countries. But there is still a gender pay gap and provision barriers in the local market. In short, education and human capital development are key to achieving gender equality. But until this understanding, closing markets can decide and employment created improve to promote inclusive economic growth and empower women at every stage of development. In recent years, China has promoted gender equality in the economy by improving laws and regulations. In terms of education, measures should be taken to increase the employment rate of girls, establish and funding program, promote the balance of educational resource, and assess that women have high education opportunities. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Yang Jinren, for the perfect and precise summary. We had a great discussion today with many valuable contributions. We explored the economic and education implications of gender equality in China and shared some important real-world example. Thank you all for your active participation and insightful comments. If you have additional question or would like to continue the conversation, please feel free to contact me or any other moderator. Have a good day.